Hello and welcome to Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. Last time we talked to Dario and told him about the mosaic and what we found out. And after getting our reward, we went to Periki's Overlook, the last part of Nikitaka that we hadn't had explored. We ended up in this bathhouse with a lot of naked butts. And now we are going to leave it and explore some more. So I think there is the Animancer's Guild or so that I definitely want to check out. And then there are a couple of things I want to check out in Nikitaka, and then we will leave the city for the first time in a long time. Okay,
Been having some disturbing
Watershaper
dreams.
Guild.
Makes it hard to sleep.
Okay.
Of course.
She's been having dreams again. We also switched back to Adair and Shoti as our companions. Oh, I remember there were like two people standing out here that had names.
I don't give two pyres for your tribal pride, and I wager that Arkemir cares even less.
The Amoa woman clutches her fist at her side. Her severe features are caught in an unshakable grimace.
If this is what passes for Rautai in diplomacy, Rauzanui has bigger problems.
The more calm and composed Tuana smiles, turning when she notices you.
If you've come to see Arkemir, you're too late. He left the estate on wizard business.
What's going on between you two?
Tamar and I wanted something from Arkemir. Our powers of persuasion leave much to be desired.
Okay.
The wizard got his hands on a Huana tablet, the Harapo epic. I came to reclaim it for Rautai. In the middle of my negotiations, this little pest showed up with a claim on it.
She gestures to Natea.
The Harapo epic belongs to the Huana. The Queen sent me to remind you both.
Oh, as a wizard we can... I'm fond of his dazzling
The
lights.
same. He keeps to himself, inviting no one but Facina behind the walls of his estate.
Okay.
He and his apprentice run the Dark Cupboard, a local magic shop.
How did Arkemir come to possess the tablet?
I believe that he had dealings with black market treasure hunters. Not that the Queen will implicate him.
She's too preoccupied negotiating with the warmongers at her door.
Any idea where Arkemir went?
Arkemir could be drinking Kuiki wine with dead kings. There's no finding him if he doesn't want to be found.
So what's your plan?
I might as well adjourn to the palace in Serpent's Crown and give Arkemir time to think.
What a load of... You mean to get your hands on that tablet with or without Arkemir? You island rats can barely write your own names, much less a distinguished epic.
Oh, wow. Natea blinks at her in shock and takes a moment to smooth down the creases in her uniform.
Scamper back to the Brass Citadel and spin your own plots. I will happily do the same on my side of the island.
Tomorrow I'd like to speak to you.
I suppose I can spare a moment.
Any ideas on retrieving the Harapo epic?
I heard tell of Ephron, a thief with a penchant for making house calls.
Okay.
Word has it that Ephron made his way inside of Arkemir's manor and later died. Now his soul is bound to the fortune-telling machine in the Dark Cupboard.
Oh.
Strange fate.
We talked to that guy. Tell me
I
about
help
yourself.
finance expeditions around the Isles, which often means keeping an ear to the ground. Not very romantic from behind a desk, but Rauatai's campaign could use the extra coin.
I have questions about the Harapo
It's a
epic.
handsome piece of rock, which some call valuable. I won't dispute that point if the value goes to Rawatai.
What does the Royal Deadfire Company want with the Harapo epic?
I suppose it's no secret that we're after more than some arbitrary cultural touchstone. We're looking for a route to Ukaizo.
So everything kind of seems to lead to Ukaizo,
Stands
this
to
lost
reason that
city.
ancient lore would be a key to finding the place.
What kind of defense does Arkemir have inside his manor?
Arkemir is a magical savant and a recluse. That makes for a very dangerous combination. He relies on imps and ironclad constructs to maintain the estate. When you've lived as long as Arkemir, I suppose trust becomes a problem. Fine by me. I'm looking forward to the day when the Harapo epic is someone else's concern.
Could the Harapo epic really be a path to Ukaizo?
When it comes to finding the Lost Island, we can't afford to neglect any lead. The Ranganui seeks to saddle the weather and harness the storm. If there is a place where this can happen, it is Ukaizo.
Tumara shrugs and wipes off the breast of her uniform. You and Atea don't seem to get along.
All of her pretenses of cultural pride are a means to an end. Like the rest of the Huana, she isn't above exploiting any advantage if she can profit from it.
That doesn't seem fair. The Huana are trying to get by. You make a point. The Huana have assembled a tidy profit from selling off the island. I mean, I think they're just trying to get by.
As you say.
I mean, it's kind of more a little bit of both. They both are trying to get by, but also
I'm here.
don't mind the profit that they get from it, I guess. And some of the Huana culture profit obviously more from that than others. Oh, we have another pet. Jules. Welcome to our group of pets. What's that?
The sea is true home.
Engraving at the base of the statue reads Periki, first guildmaster of the Watershaper Guild. Oh, okay. What's worthless idiot?
What you want?
The imp recalls from you with a sharp hiss. How can I get inside Archemir's manor?
Sprout wings like imp, huh? Fly up the balcony.
The imp bats its wings bat extra hard for emphasis before pointing at the highest level of the neighboring manor.
Doors are for ground meat.
What are you doing here?
Arkemir doesn't let worthless idiot outside after worthless idiot sprayed dung on stupid tablet.
Oh.
But Arkemir not home.
A mischievous grin splits the imp's bony
So
features.
worthless idiot watches the ships come in. Looks at all the tasty gulls.
You want to set sail and eat gulls? You're welcome aboard the Defiant. The imp takes in your words, its eyes widening to the size of moist saucers. A flap of its wings carries it closer to whisper in your ear.
How often you beat your crew, huh?
It doesn't whisper at all, and the question sends a ringing through your ears. Only when they're noisy.
Worthless idiot knows when to shut worthless mouth. I join crew? I join crew!
The imp flutters in an excited little circle. It points down at the Defiant's shape of Queen's Birth and salivates at the sight of gulls landing on the rigging of the Defiant. Nice! We got a new crew member. We have a weird group of people on board, but I guess so far it's been working out quite well. So let's go to the Watershaper Guild. So we heard that that some of the Watershapers, we not only heard it, we saw it, are helping the pirates down in Dalvis Row. So maybe we can find out a little bit more about that. The prince also seemed a little concerned. So let's see if we can investigate.
Tekehu, you have shirked your duties for the last time, I say.
A guildmaster in fine robes stares down the sizable blue-skinned armor before her. Students observe the exchange in a loose circle, exchanging whispers.
Guildmaster, be reasonable.
He tosses his anemone-like hair, which glows faintly as each bulbous strand settles in place.
I skipped one lecture to travel up the mountain. Still, the palace is closed until you present me before Onikaza.
He crosses his arms and raises one eyebrow. The murmurs of the crowd grow in volume.
You went alone. I asked for patience, but as usual, you make a trench out of a tide pool.
She pacifies her tone, suddenly conscious of the onlookers. Don't let me stop you.
This should be over soon.
He winks before turning his frown back to the guildmaster.
My patience wears thin, old shark. You have stifled me enough for one trip through Rakuhu's bowels.
In spite of their obvious age difference, Takeo raises an instructive finger to the guildmaster. She flares her nostrils and takes a deep breath.
I say Ngati weeps at her petulant spectacle of a child.
He's the child of Ngati, Ondra, goddess of the sea?
Ikera. The significance is clearer to some than others.
He waves towards the guildmaster with the back of his hand.
For a Watershaper who treasures his duty to the goddess, you spend too many days cavorting at the brothel.
The guildmaster sidesteps Takeo and takes long strides away from the circle. Sparing another glance at Takeo, the crowd disperses.
Insufferable.
Takeo sighs and smoothes back his hair. He turns his attention to you with a raised brow.
Cozy, madam.
He blinks at Palagina.
Of all the exotic birds in the Deadfire, I have seen none with plumage as fine as yours.
Oh, wow. He inkles his head and touches his brow.
Stop back, Blanca. I did not ask for your buffoonish compliments, nor do I want them.
Then this rooster will give the hen a wide berth.
He turns to you, wearing a lopsided grin. Watershaping sounds like his prestigious talent.
Well, through our connection to the gods, the Hawana mold water like it is clay, easing it into an assumed form.
Grinning, Takeo adjusts his posture to assume a flowing, almost weightless stance.
We could sink every ship in Rauatai's fleet if they drew too close to the city, but some of us have gentler tastes.
He sighs and stands once more at ease.
Some of us see water shaping for what it is, a gift of divine expression.
So you are a water shaper.
Well, surely you have seen my works across Nekitaka.
Takeo knits his brow with immediate concern.
Look to the antechamber of the Kahanga Palace for my Apple of Ngati, or to the luminous bathhouse for my Dance of the Wanton Priestess.
Takeo folds his arms and nods towards the door. Thoughtful, Shoti rubs a knuckle along the edge of her jaw.
For as long as there have been Hawana, there have been water shapers. But only since Takeo has water shaping been art.
I take it you and the guildmaster don't get along.
Kira, I bring art to the Guild of Water Shapers, but they do not tolerate expression here. What I am is to blame, I say.
Oh, handsome.
Oh, take care. Flattery is my first language. It is because I am a godlike, kissed by the fish goddess at birth.
He extends an arm and flicks one of the fin-like appendages running from his wrist to his elbow. Pelagina's golden eyes narrow.
Water shaping is Ngati's gift to the Hawana, and apparently I am too. Savior to the tribes.
He folds his arms and grimaces. Pelagina doesn't like him at all. Sounds like they put a lot of pressure on you.
The only question is, do I return to my duties, or while away a few hours in the bathhouse?
The bathhouse.
The waters are fine, I say. Finer still with company.
His grin widens even further as he appraises you. Sighing to himself, Takeo scans you up and down. He casually clears his throat and glances away. Well, let's just say nothing.
Time alone is never wasted, I say.
I could use a rowdy fish like you on the Defiant if you'll have a watcher at the helm.
A watcher? And here I am, used to being the freak of Pariki's Overlook.
He rests a hand on his hip and grins.
What does a watcher do?
Commune with the spirits of the dead. An intermediary between here and the in-between. Yeah, let's say that.
Ikera. Just so.
He strokes his chin, nodding.
I say I am no sailor, and I know even less about death. I am an artist.
He stirs his fingers through the air, drawing together droplets of moisture into an orb of water that floats over his palm.
My peers do not understand. Water shaping to them is like studying calligraphy, to brew ink and sort parchment.
He lets the orb fall to the ground and splash at his feet. Well, I'm curious to see what you can do. I mean, I have nothing against an artist. He claps your shoulder and
You
grins.
are not unknown to me, I say. Whispers of an Adra Colossus reach my ears.
Ah,
And louder whispers of a corpse who follows him.
well...
What will you do when you catch up to this walking god?
Well... Offer him a few... Yeah, let's play it... play it jovial. Offer a few compliments, buy him a drink, see what where it goes from there.
For me, there is not enough rum in the Deadfire to even consider it. If it untangles me from the guild's apron strings, then you can mount me as the figurehead of your fair ship.
Takeo ankles his hat and touches the circular marking on his brow.
Our quarters may smell of fish before long, but your crew will be more beautiful by association, I say.
He winks. Palagina sets her jaw as she lets out a long sigh and rolls her eyes. Let's be
Lead
off.
on. It will be good to put some distance between myself and the guild, even if we find less savory places along the way. A fair warning, Captain. Ingati gifted her favorite son with more than his stunning complexion.
Takeo tosses his hair and sighs constantly. What, can you breathe underwater? Are you hiding an anglerfish lure under that... Yeah, let's do it.
Leave the lure out of this, Captain.
Okay.
I say you will learn. In time.
He winks, his eyes suddenly as dark as beads of polished onyx. Oh, okay. He's a druid. A chanter. Let's take the druid. And who do we kick out? Let's kick out Idwin for now again.
Seek your horizons, and I shall seek mine.
Takeo, interesting.
If you want for company, look no further.
Let's have a look at his inventory and his proficiencies. Okay, he has a Watershaper focus, two-handed rod. Look at this fishy man. Let's see at his proficiencies for weapons. Club, quarterstaff, rod, scepter. Okay. Do we have anything else for him that he could use? I don't think so, no. Which is okay for now. Watershaper rope. +2 armor rating. Recovery time 0. I mean, I feel like, although that has armor rating 7 as well, there's a little more protection against pierce burning. This water shaving looks pretty cool. I'm impressed. Okay. Anything else? Okay. I'm interested to see what he will have to say. Let's talk to him. You catch Takeo glancing your way. He quickly focuses elsewhere and smooths back his hair when he notices your attention. Something on your mind?
Is there anything the Watcher does not see?
Takeo grins, but the look quickly diminishes.
We have both seen the worst of the city. How the Reparo cluster like sea rats.
Takeo's hand unconsciously strays toward his stomach.
Delver's Row will take care of them for a time, but I say the Crown will not suffer the Principe for long. How did the stone walls and paved lanes of Neketaka divide us so?
He sighs, shaking his head.
You have walked the length of Neketaka's spine. How would you serve the needs of all these people at once?
Start with what you have and find a better system. I would let people organize their life as they saw fit. I'd collaborate on a new plan for the city. I would say, I mean, a radical change is always tricky, but you could build on what you have and incrementally find improvement.
Akira, a practical solution, and one open to change.
Nodding, Takeo absently tucks one of his hairs. For the moment, he seems totally withdrawn. Finally, he snaps back into focus, regarding you with a smile which seems both genuine and strained.
I was hard-pressed to find insight like yours in Pariki's Overlook.
Some of the tension leaves Takeo's shoulders, and he stands a little taller than before. I have more questions for you.
You have questions? Akira, I have answers.
Takeo opens his palm and gestures for you to speak freely. The Kahanga royalty seems very taken with you.
Between the Crown and the Guild, Neketaka has high hopes for Ngati's chosen son, I say.
Takeo smooths back his hair with both hands as he gathers his thoughts.
If Ngati had not blessed me, I say the goddess touched me for more than enriching one tribe, glorifying one island.
Takeo bites his thumbnail and sighs. You give people hope, Takeo. Yeah, I mean, art can give people hope, and artistry.
If people need hope, they should pray harder, or look to their own grindstone.
He gives you an annoyed look, holding it there for longer than necessary before tossing his hair with a gentle squish.
I say there is me, Takehu, and there is the Takehu others would make like a coconut husk doll.
You mean the one people would play with?
Anyone with the strength to pick me up may play with me, friend Shodi.
The
more I
He's
try
a
to
flirt.
be the Takehu I know I am, the harder I am constrained. What say?
He brings up his gaze to meet yours. You have too much power to the expectation of others. Others want to stoke your potential. No harm in that. No one should pressure you to be something you're not, yeah.
But it is the adoring people who made Takehu the savior of the tribes.
He shrugs, sighing.
Many think that I have a duty to the Huana. I say I am the only one unconvinced.
That's a good point. I'm the Lady of Ketnua, but you don't see me rebuilding my keep.
Akira, just so.
The side of his mouth twitches. Hesitating at first, Takeo envelops your hand into his. The scales along his palm both prickly and warm. Just as it seems he will break away, instead he leans in closer.
I know how I seem. We did not have this word, conceded, before Adirans landed on the Isles. If Ngati had not touched me, I wonder if anyone would care.
Takeo seems ready to say more. He stops himself and releases you from his grip. The world around you darkens, and once again you feel an insistent tug for your attention, the pull centering from Takeo's soul. Yeah, surrender. You stand in a grand hall underwater and cloaked in oppressive shadows. Pillars of coral and bone reach up to support a ceiling that must be hundreds of fathoms away. Chandeliers lit with bioluminescent globes dangle from long ropes, swaying in languid tentacular motion. At the farthest end of the hall sits Ondra, as tall as a castle's keep and leaning forward in the throne. She has adopted the head of an anglerfish and regards you with a globular stare. Her sickle-shaped jaw opens and closes in a rictus and conflicted emotions.
Poor boy. He has it backward, as usual.
A silky, distant voice asserts itself in your thoughts.
I did not choose him so that he could do great things. I chose him because talent should be fostered toward any end.
Sadness and regret creep into her tone, but something about them rings falsely to your ears.
How fortunate that you are here to set him on the right path. I know you won't disappoint.
You hear her smile in her words.
Apologies. I say I never miss an opportunity to talk about myself.
The present withdraws, leaving you unsteady on your feet. Oblivious, Takeo offers a broad, showy smile. I had some questions.
Ikera, I have answers.
Your mother has spoken about you.
Ingati spoke to you.
Skeptical, Takeo cradles his chin and considers.
To leave her son guessing. Oh, this is my tricksome mother through and through.
She seems to care about your well-being.
What mother doesn't? You must be special indeed for Ingati to speak with words. For her people, she lays out cryptic stepping stones hidden in omens. Ikera, but send her my fondest wishes.
Where did you live prior to Nikitaka?
The Kahanga are my tribe, but my people settled on Atua, an island too modest to deserve the attention of maps. My mortal mother tans boar hides. My father trades in the abundance of pearls and opals Atua is blessed to provide. When I was born, father called me his blue topaz boy.
Takeo scratches the back of his head and grins. Have any other notable godlike come from Atua?
Doubtless, I say. But I am the most precious gem of recent history. Godlike are revered as bringers of local change, but only Ingati's chosen is thought to deliver an omen for all Huana at once.
Your birth must have been a big event then.
Ikera, high winds stirred the vigor of the seas. 2 huts collapsed before our local storm speaker could shout down the weather.
He beams with pride.
They say the skies only cleared when I fell into the midwife's basket. Peace had returned to the island, or so the Mataru predicted.
What did you do around the island?
I could not be kept from the water, so my father taught me how to dive for pearls and azada snails. Ingati filled my palms with riches on every harvest, I say. When I came of an age to begin a man's pursuits, the Mataru reached out to the Kahanga Queen. Weighing my arrival against the forces that descended on her territory, the Queen could not invite Ingati's chosen into the Watershaper's guild fast enough. In hard times, the endorsement of a goddess is more valuable than currency.
Back to the previous questions.
Ikera, speak on.
Tell me about water shaping, Takeo.
The art of our ancestors, I say. To bend water to our will is a gift from Mother Ingati to her chosen people.
Takeo stands tall and grins with pride.
Since devastation swept our way of life out to sea, too much of the art has been lost. Periki, founder of the guild, organized the lore of Ingati's talent into a series of postures and meditations we call the 4 forms of water shaping.
What are these forms?
Try as we might to embody Ingati's element, our bodies are not water. Ikera, this is the form of grief, a beginner's test.
Takeo closes his eyes and sweeps out his hand, exhaling sharply.
The body's internal water is a force that conquers all. Even the mountain will bow to the stream. The form of hope, I say.
Takeo crosses one leg before the others and sways on the spot.
Water commands its vessel, and the vessel can be shaped as surely as the mountain. The form of metamorphosis, Ikera?
Takeo opens his eyes, which now resemble polished onyx. His smile is hungry, predatory. He blinks, and the effect is gone.
The art is a challenge to grasp, difficult to master, and impossible to perfect. Unless you are Ngati's chosen, I say.
You said there are 4 forms, though.
Ah, it is only by force of habit that I omit the final form. We do not speak of it in the guild.
Okay.
The form of transcendence.
Takeo closes his eyes and concentrates, holding out his palms. He bites his lower lip and focuses. Finally, he shakes his head and stands at ease once more.
Only a story, I say. Even crafty Pariki could not commit this ancient form to her scrolls.
Interesting.
It was said that our ancestors could shape the very oceans of the Deadfire. This was Ngati's true gift, but we have yet to recover it from the ruins of our past.
I see. Very interesting. Let's see that I can adjust my formation. Something like that.
I'm here.
And let's look around a little bit. What is this? Pitied is Ngati, Lady of Lament as pearls. Okay. Let's look around a little bit in the guild. Varua. A young Juana holds out his hand as if to catch an incoming missile. He winces in concentration and an orb of water rises and floats midair. Sweat drips from his nose. Takeo clears his throat loudly. He flinches, and in that instant the water loses all shape and splashes on the floor. Crestfallen, he sighs and drops his stance.
Damn it, Takehu, why? I almost had it that time.
Not even close. If you want to achieve the second form, you will need to loosen that posture. Spending a day submerged in the bathhouse always helped me.
He smirks.
Did you need something?
He nods to you and shakes out his arms, readying himself for another try. You seem to be having trouble.
I can feel the connection to Andra just like Myru taught me. But there's something missing. Maybe it's my form.
Any advice to help our friend here with his water shaping, Takeo?
Remain loose, but not too loose. Confine yourself, but spread out at all times.
He nods, passing you a secret smile.
Like this?
Varua shuffles his feet apart and squeezes his shoulders together, looking to Takeo for approval.
Perfect. Keep at it, and you'll be teaching me the fourth form in no time.
He claps Varua on the shoulder, upsetting his
Suppose
stance.
I'll give anything a try.
He nods to you and resumes practice. Nice. I hope we helped him. Maybe we helped him. Maybe not. So, who do we have? Guildmaster Myru.
You have questions for me. Speak up, I say.
Guildmaster Myru folds her arms and nods. Are you aware that Watershapers have been assisting smugglers in the undercroft?
Is that name supposed to mean something to me?
You take note as a small bead of sweat travels down the Guildmaster's brow. She curls her fingers and it vanishes. Oh.
I see you've been peddling your half-truths and suspicions again, Takehu.
You were the one who forced my hand, Guildmaster.
If what you're saying is remotely true, it would be a violation of our order, not to mention a breach of trust with the Crown. I can take it from here. Better to keep such matters discreet.
You know more than you're telling.
Suspect me all you want. I have nothing to hide.
Tell me about the girl.
Kira, my pleasure. Water shaping is a talent bestowed on the Juana by the goddess Ngati. Pariki was the first in recent memory to organize the talent into a series of teachable forms. What else would you like to know?
Where do the Water Shapers get their power?
Our art is the yield of the Juana's ancient covenant with the goddess. Our ancestors pledged to protect the luminous Adra, the islands, and the tribes. Ngati gifted us with the strength to keep our promise.
What do Water Shapers do exactly?
We control tides, prevent storm damage, and keep unwelcome ships at bay. Of course, you already know Takehu, our prized pupil. We represent the best of Juana achievement. No small responsibility.
Back to my other
Akira,
questions.
speak free.
Okay, that was it for now. That would be obviously stealing. Oh, what is this? Guild ruins. This honored basin makes a high-pitched ringing and sound when pressure is applied. Let's go down the ruins. Stone door.
This is why you don't neglect your chores.
Nice.
You
So what
need
kind
something?
of skills does he have? Okay. Okay.
You need something?
This stone door is sealed shut. A few engraved symbols stand out among the other carvings and inscriptions. Apart from that, you find no evident means of opening the way. A faded inscription is nestled among the elaborate stone carvings. Read the inscription. Juana runes decorate the stone entrance. Ngati would not have gifted her chosen people a watery covenant unless they persisted in deserving it. This sanctum is a covenant of our making. Only the sigil of the covenant and the words of my devotion will open the way. Periki, master of the guild. Yeah, we probably don't have either right now.
It will be so.
Oh, what are these? Is this like a training hall down here? A canoe? The statue depicts an immoral woman. Her hand extends and grasping at the air. An eroded plaque sits by her feet. Something about the statue calls out to you, the echo of a fractured soul that tarried in this place for long and thoughtful years. You feel victory tinged by grief and regret. Inspect the lingering soul. Your vision bulbs with the motion of the sea. You stand aboard the deck of Swift Winds, where your mates share bemused, self-congratulatory glances at their work. One of them claps your back with approval. You step back and aim a reproachful look at your mate, however friendly his intent. You know there will be time for reprieve when you are squared away in the Kataka. Something cuts through the water to your port side, an enormous shape just beneath the waves. Someone shouts that the winds have turned in your favor at last. This is followed by an enthusiastic cheer among the crew. You don't share their mirth. Eyes to the horizon, I say. You bring home a mighty gift, though it takes an unusual form, one that you pray to Ngati you are able to keep in check. The vision dissipates and your land legs reassert themselves. Attempt to read the play. The words are much eroded and water damaged, but a few choice snippets of phrases stand out with clarity. Periki, Lore and Hunter cross the length of and back again Mbed for cutting deal, lafas, may her rest, ilti, soul, edom. Closer scrutiny reveals that the inscription was purposefully marred, an act of sabotage done perhaps years ago by the thoroughness you suspect Kith hands.
This is the tomb of Periki. Such disrepair, I say.
Hold her hand. You grasp her hand with tenderness. At first nothing happens, but then a tiny droplet of water forms at the corner of her eye and rolls down her cheek, dripping on the floor. Wipe away the tear. You reach out and draw your thumb down the statue's cheek, wiping away the trail of moisture. For a moment, the stone feels soft to the touch. Damn, that's creepy. Let's talk to...
You see that?
Oh, it's also trapped.
What say, friend? The guild sanctum has seen better days.
The young Watershaper leans on his broom and smiles at you. What do you do here?
Simply a caretaker. I dust off Periki's tomb and try to keep the place tidy.
Okay.
Caring for the guild hall usually means drying off when others get wet in practice.
Ikenu shakes his head with a weary smile. What's behind that stone door by the staircase?
Sanctum for master watershapers, I say. No students or outsiders allowed. I have never been there myself. Myru assures me the room has no need of cleaning.
He shrugs, smiling. The inscription by Periki's tomb has been defaced.
Water damage, I thought.
Ikenu scratches the back of his head.
I say it's been that way since I got here, but I cannot recall if the former steward ever mentioned it.
He shrugs, smiling. Are you a Watershaper?
Akira. One of middling skill, if I am generous. Not all of us can boast of Takehu's talent. But Nagati touches us differently, I say. The guild didn't used to allow outsiders the freedom of our halls. Akira. But how times change.
Okay, interesting. This is way larger than I thought. The tunnel descends sharply into the murky waters. There's no telling just how far into the mountain it goes. Oh, that is interesting that we are all slowed down by the water, but the Watershaper obviously is not. That's interesting. Nice little touch. What do we have here? A book. Oops, what was that? A little bit too long, I won't read that. More potions, okay. Obsidian shell. Okay, is that everything? Looks like it. Interesting. So let's leave. I think that will be it for now in the Watershaper Guild, but I'm sure we will return at some point. So let's move. Okay. I think I want to go to Queen's Birth. I wanted to check something there very quickly. So let's run this path. And let's go to Queen's Birth. Okay.
Amira has gifted you beautiful plumage, I say.
Beckham Blanca, do you know how many
haven't checked out this
Postinagos have
part
said that to me?
in
This
Queen's Birth.
plumage brings me only the fawning of boys with bigger eyes than brains.
Ikera, a sharp beak as well.
Yeah, they don't really get along, I think.
Where is my Postinago of a brother? You there? Have you seen Laro Badato?
Light of spring, son of the world, thou givest me life and purpose.
So let's go this way. Oh, what is with...
Care for a fish or two, stranger? Today's catch, ripped straight from the hands of the soldy wench.
Let's see what we have.
You'll find no fresher. Have a look.
Okay. Cuttlefish. I mean, he's selling fish. That's no surprise, to be fair. Oh! Get the doggo. Thank you. Can just take this. Okay, some repair goods. A strong musky animal smell clings to the straw bedding.
Dora must think
Let's
I work
talk
for
to
free. Be with you in just
Zamar.
Almost had it. Damn your eyes.
The sun-scarred dwarf gingerly picks at his splinter in his thumb, muttering.
Hazard of the work, really.
He gives up with a frustrated grunt, shaking his head.
Came in on the sloop? I can hammer your ship together if you're apt to pay me for it.
Zamar bares his teeth and grinds them hard enough to sound over the noise of the dock. Having trouble with a client?
Aye. Captain Redora hasn't paid me for her commissioned firepower.
Zamar pulls at the end of his beard and winces.
While I'm up to my nose in debt, the wild mare gobbles up her coin.
Less goblin in there than you'd think.
And now, pirates are holding my feet to the fire over some sham of a deal.
Zamar winces and tucks harder on his beard in self-administered punishment.
If I don't get Redora's payment, I might as well start carving my swallow net.
Okay, if it gets me a discount on your labor, I could hunt down Redora.
You do that? A fair price goes without saying, Cully.
Zamar untangles his hand from his beard to link his thumb and forefinger with a wink.
It all comes down to blasted pans and pyres in the end, doesn't it?
Zamar spits towards the dog pylons and glances back at the work still to be done. I'd like to see your goods.
Come take a look.
What does he have? Oh, those are ships. Ooh. Ooh. Can I have a look at my ship? So we could use 2 more cannons. It's a deal wooden sloop. Minimum crew 5. Okay. Oops. No.
What can I do for you? Oh, come take a look.
Just there we go. Let's get 2 of these then. Let's get 2, please. Captain's quarters. What's that? Upgrade the cabins of the captain to be more luxurious. Menagerie. A pen created to house all of the extra pets that can't be taken on adventures. Are you kidding me? I know that it's a lot of money, but I have to buy this. I know that I'm broke then, but I should take care of my pets, people. I should also sell some stuff.
What can I do for you? Oh, come take a look.
Let's sell a bunch of stuff. I think the fine warhammer can go for now. That shield can go for now. This can go for now. This can go for now. Potion. Let's sell 2 of these. What is this? Antidote. I mean, that's pretty good, but let's sell 8 of them. We have a good solid 10 more antidotes. That isn't bad, I think. Can sell this book. And let's trade that. So we have a little bit of change. Let's go to the ship. Sailor. Experience 5. Oh, what is he? Navigator. Deckhand. Cannoneer. Surgeon. Navigator. Experience 12. Sorry, worthless idiot. So let's put them there. Standard anchor, standard lantern. Do we have anything else? Yes. Menagerie. Okay. I mean, let's also put some rice wine there. Some fruits there. That should take care of everything. Okay. Anything else here in the corner? Doesn't seem that way. Let me quickly hunting and sundries. Osa's fishes. Cobbler. Road south. I think I haven't been down there, so let's go that way.
It is not as easy as it seems to turn a profit in Neketaka.
This is maybe the liveliest part of town, really. I think I went the wrong way. I think it's better if I go here. Can I go here? No. Oh, we have to go all the way around here. Okay. Well, fine. Running. Okay, now we can go this way. Okay, nothing up here. Oh! What's that? Whoa! Fight out of nowhere! Let's take care of it. That was kind of surprising. Didn't expect that.
Of course.
Oh! Teleported. I did not expect a fight all of a sudden. Whoa! Was he like a walking shark?
I'll take care of this.
Saw that?
Speak your mind.
What went on there? Spirit shift shark.
Speak your mind. The pleasure is mine.
Ooh. Interesting. So, and I think though that is where we leave it for today. Next time we will leave Neketaka, and I think I plan on exploring the surrounding lands. We will go out on foot, and we got a new companion, Takeru, and also check out the Watershaper guild and a little bit of Queen's Birth. So thank you all for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a bunch and will bring you more content in the future. I will be back with more Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire very soon. Until then, have a great time.